Lose your job while in office, while your party is in office and you are close to doomed. Have your party out of office, then you are doomed. How do you survive beyond politics when your salary as a politician barely covers your personal expenses? Corruption, corruption, corruption. Ministers and MPs take home a salary of about 12,500 to 15,000 cedis net after statutory deductions, vehicle deductions, caucus deduction. They have to pay party, regional, and constituency as well every month. From this balance that I mentioned, they have to pay their driver. They may pay their rent and mortgage, fend for their families. Have you wondered how they are able to fund the many food soldier and community demands on them, including school fees, funerals, church harvests, festivals, etc.? Have you given them money to go and pay? Have you wondered how some of our ministers and MPs suddenly are able to afford to move their kids to high-end private international schools, quickly building and acquiring various houses and properties, and funding travels for their families and other significant associates? I didn't say side chicks. Significant associates. What politicians sometimes forget is that the people knew them and their lifestyle prior to assuming office. Why a sudden change after an appointment or election? This unexplained wealth and changes in lifestyles have been less relevant to the taxman. And it's simple. The political class controls the taxman. They are more interested in people like me, the private people. MPP will hesitate to go after the NDC officials on unexplained wealth because there is a silent understanding of live and let us live. It is the way they sustain themselves and the democracy that we adore. So please, do not be fooled. Under this constitution, corruption is going nowhere. It is what keeps the wheels of democracy moving. We have equally lost our values and sometimes suggest that politicians come from space. They are our siblings, our congregants, uncles, and neighbors. They actually reflect who we are. Citizens demand all kinds of things from our party politicians, which we are aware they cannot sustain by their legitimate income. Corruption used to be in the single digit of thousands of dollars. Now we are talking millions. It is getting worse and will only be worse with every change in government. What on earth do you expect? Take your time and look at this one. What do you expect if the politically and economically alienated people under the current government take over the reins in 2025? People have been hungry for long ago. They will recover the lost years and store for the next unforeseeable years. And I'm not just talking about an opposition like the NDC right now. Even within a ruling government, there are politically alienated people. I call them internally displaced politicians. Either way, corruption is going nowhere. It will only grow bigger and threaten bigger and more our democracy. With the stakes so high, party financing has become an unending entrepreneurial investment. In hope, not for the advancement of a philosophical principle for development, but rather opportunity to be included in the economic discretion of the executive and opportunities to also plunder the state. Party financing is high risk. As a finance man, I can tell you, the high risk investments are designed to yield high returns. So question, who will pay the premium? We don't do regular returns with party financing. High risk, high return. Who will pay the premium? Your guess is as good as mine. It's you and me. If in doubt, ask successive governments why they have had so much inertia in pursuing and prosecuting corporates of the billions of cedis in petroleum revenue and in other sectors. It is simple. Doing so means you are going after your financiers, your party faithfuls, and sometimes your party leaders. Distinguished guests, the truth that has to be told is this: corruption is the currency for our democracy.